Morning. Morning, everybody.
Morning. Mark's philosophy through the years really has been to give all cup competitions, a lot of respect. So yeah, I think the team hasn't really been picked yet, but I would imagine we'd go as strong as possible on the night. Whether the likes of Maxim Choupo-Moting and Hesse is what I use tomorrow night, obviously that'll be decided later on, but they'll be under no illusions how important the game will be for us. Probably on Shaqiri, he's probably the main one. Obviously he came off in the game, and as far as I'm aware he's had a scan and he's got a very small strain. I think it looks like keeping him obviously out of tomorrow's game, but there's still hope, fingers crossed, that he's going to be available for the weekend.
Eric Peters also came off. Any news about him?
Well, Eric's was, I think, more of a twist or anything, or more of a clash. So he's feeling a bit tender, a bit bruised this morning, or yesterday morning, but again I'm sure he'll be in the frame for first starting place.
After 2 games the defence certainly looks incredibly sturdy, but you could change it because of Eric.
Well, I don't know. I'd say we first and foremost we've got to make sure we've got in mind to get the game won. So I'm sure we'll chat, and Mark will decide over the next 24 hours certainly which way he goes. I think I'm glad you said it, because we felt looking at the way we've set up playing, the formation that we play, and obviously with the likes of Kurt Zuma coming in, the added presence of Bruno Martins Indy coming in as well. A special mention for the likes of Mam Diouf. Keeps saying he's a striker, but he keeps doing exceptionally well in a wing back position for us as well. So it's pleasing that the 2 games, Everton away and Arsenal home, we've been caught out once, and that was 20 seconds before half time at Goodison Park, which we berated ourselves for, but we're looking really solid. Added, it's not just the defence, it's the lads in front as well, the work that they're putting in.
There's a lot of murmurings before the season started that you weren't signing enough players and this sort of thing, and yet the first home games it was that the new players were sort of really shining. Were you impressed with their?
Yeah, on the first issue, we always felt, we looked at the players, constantly looking at the squad on the wall in Mark's office and seeing where you can strengthen and what you can do with it. But we always felt, we were strong enough to go into the season with, especially with obviously the addition of Hesse and Maxim Choupo-Moting as well, that we can do ourselves justice, and so we still feel that way now. To address Saturday's game, obviously delighted. I think Mark said that, I don't know why, but it seemed to be a little bit of doom and gloom about the place before the season even started. So I think during pre-season, the last pre-season game we played Red Bull away from home. We finished second in the Bundesliga, performed very well, won the game. So we were coming into the season, feeling quite confident about ourselves. Game didn't go for us against Everton, but I think Saturday showed that we've got a strong group of players, and there's a real belief there that we can do something this year.
Mark made some reference at the post-match press conference about there being mutterings behind. I'm not sure what he was saying in the media or behind the scenes about it's a difficult start to the season, and people were making sort of like points about the first real game that Stoke can get any points is the 9th game. He mentioned the 9th game, the Bournemouth game. Yeah. Was there any reason why he was making those points?
Well, I think it's been documented. We've been slow starters over the last few years, probably since we started at Blackburn really. But as I say, we had a good look at that, and we tweaked our pre-season as well. But I think that comes from the fact, we've been traditionally slow starters, but we've always said, and we probably would do, we've always said it's a 38-game season, and let's see where we are at the end of it. We haven't done so bad over the last few years. I think everybody keeps harping on. We've possibly underperformed a little bit last year, but we know our strengths, and probably more importantly, we know our weaknesses, and we keep an eye on them and try to address them as well.
The supporters turning up for tomorrow's game, going to see a Stoke that are going to take this cup seriously and hopefully see a lot of goals.
Yeah, they will do. A bit of nostalgia to it as well, obviously. I think I've been reminded that the first game at the old Britannia Stadium, if you like, when it was first built, was against Rochdale as well. So with that in mind, I think it finished a draw on that occasion, so we've got to make sure we win this one.
Thank you.